I pitched to a CFO in 2017, a bank CFO, a large bank CFO, and talked about digital transformation. And he looked me in the eye and he said, "What does digital do for me?" Now, I initially thought he was half joking, but then I realized that what digital really brings to the equation is accountability. Many of these folks have been doing things in their own silos manually. They've been getting away. I'm not saying this person is, I'm saying everybody else is. And the accountability and the transparency that a digitally connected system brings, many of them are not used to. So as more and more things get uncovered because of efficiencies gained because of digital connectivity, more and more you'll see that either many of these naysayers will fall off themselves or they will be forced to leave. People often confuse transformation and innovation, and they use that interchangeably. Innovation is when you're creating something new. And typically innovation used to be reserved for large businesses, Fortune 100s, 500s, that required large sums of money, big budget for research and development, as well as a will to go on and take risks. Now that technology has sort of become the bed that innovation is built on, it's become more democratized and much more easier to do. Transformation, on the other hand, is a change in mindset. Businesses used to be a zero-sum game. Your competitors used to be pretty much in your industry for the longest time. Now competitors are coming from somewhere else. If I'm TCS and I'm delivering packages, I should know that outside of my ecosystem, Careem and Uber can easily solve their problem, because if they're dropping somebody off, they can pick up a package. So the likes of TCS and others that were taking packages from one place to the other are no longer just getting the competition from each other. It's someone else as well. Now, once you've overcome this mindset and created a vision around this, the second thing you need to do is really understand what skills do you have and where your organization sits in terms of this know-how, and then crafting a roadmap to where you want to go for the next 2 to 3 to 5 years, and embedding in there some of these disruptions and innovations. As we go about looking at transformations, we look at 5 pillars of transformation, and that's where we look at an organization's digital maturity on. The first piece is their strategy and vision. Have they been able to really understand where they want to head, and have they been able to craft a vision for themselves? The second piece we look at is customer centricity. Are they understanding that eventually there's a human at the end that is going to consume their product or service? The third thing we look at is the organizational culture. Most Pakistani organizations are not flat, they're very hierarchical. Most are run by business owners. The CEOs are responsible to business owners, yet they're professionally run, but a lot of the decisions at the end are run by a typical SAT. The fourth piece are the processes, where we look at how innovative are these processes, how archaic are these processes. In many cases, these standard operating procedures, the SOPs, were created 15 years ago. And the last and the fifth one, and there's a reason why we keep technology and tools at the end, is because transformation is not just about technology. It's about a new way of doing business. And once that new way of doing business has been completely understood, that's when we start bringing in the real tools and technology that are going to be the enablers of it as well. 210 million people, 135 million millennials. Imagine the right tools in the right hands in Pakistan and the impact that could make, not only for the growth, but also for just the stability of the region. Cellular penetration has grown 73% year over year in the last 5 years. We have 148 million annual cell phone subscribers. Cost of a GB, which is a gigabyte of data in Pakistan, is 50 cents US currency. It's $2.25 in Indonesia, and $15 plus in the US. Now start thinking about how e-commerce models start to penetrate once even 5G starts to come through as well. And as more government's policies start to fall into place, as more technological companies, both from that are either US centric or even Chinese centric, start to come through, the more the local ecosystem starts to embed and thrive, opportunities are completely endless. The studies we've done in our consulting efforts with some local corporations, two themes have come up that have inherently been there almost everywhere. The lack of trust and lack of communication. So let's say there are four divisions of an organization. The way each of them are working in silos without each other, even within the divisional structures. Let's say it's a national organization. There's a lot of cultural elements that are different between, let's say, Sindh, Punjab. And even in Punjab, we've been with organizations where the Northern Punjab and Southern Punjab are looking at things completely differently. If you look at the three stakeholders of an organization, whether they are employees, they are your partners or vendors, and your customers. If the level of communication falls, the level of trust inherently falls as well. The way I see things going is that a traditional career path is out the door. And where things are going to head, in my humble opinion, is that you will have a tool, a skill, and a platform. Think Careem or Uber. Your tool is your car, your skill set is the ability to drive a car, and you took your tool and skill and applied it to a platform which connects you to various other stakeholders that need your services and so forth. So platforms is where things are necessarily headed, in my opinion. I think schools and colleges, especially in the developing world, need to get a better understanding of their environments and surroundings and where things are headed and how technology is enabling things around them. The more they start to rethink this divide, the more it will start coming in the students' realm as well. Many of them, I still believe, are still stuck with the old curricula, which has not been redesigned of how thinking is done, how problems are solved, how theoretical elements are understood and applied, and where things are going to head in the future. Because the future of technology, the future of business, is a moving goalpost. So understanding what that moving goalpost means, having a sense of what failure really means, because traditional students, especially the ones that have always done well in their curriculums, tend to not thrive in environments where they don't achieve excellence. But innovative environments typically are more prone to failure. It's important to understand that that is not failure. That was somebody just trying or experimenting and getting closer to whatever that promised land is. Now, the promised land might never be achieved, but enough will be achieved for them to go and thrive as well.